Starlight Keep HFY presents Starlight Keep. Chapter 1. The Navigator. Lady Althea Windrider stood at the heart of the Eldritch Library, her slender fingers gliding through a cascade of shimmering holographic star maps. The library was a sanctuary of knowledge aboard Starlight Keep, its vaulted ceilings adorned with swirling constellations that shifted and twinkled like the real cosmos outside. Shelves carved from luminescent crystal held ancient tomes and data crystals, a fusion of elven craftsmanship and advanced technology. Althea's silver hair flowed down her back like a waterfall of moonlight, contrasting with the deep azure of her ornate robes. Intricate patterns woven with threads of starlight depicted celestial bodies and cosmic currents, symbols of her esteemed position as the station's navigator. Her emerald eyes reflected the galaxies displayed before her, eyes that could perceive the subtle ebbs and flows of the universe's energy, a talent unique to her people, the Star Elves. She tilted her head, listening to the faint hum of the station's engines, harmonizing with the distant pulse of a neutron star. A fraction to the east, she murmured, adjusting the station's trajectory with a graceful swipe through the hologram. The stars responded to her touch, realigning to form a safe passage through a nearby asteroid field. As she finalized the calculations, a soft chime echoed through the library, a reminder of the upcoming convergence of 3 moons over the planet below, a rare event she had been eagerly anticipating. Althea allowed herself a moment of satisfaction, her duties for the day complete. "Still communing with the stars, I see," a warm voice called out. Startled, Althea spun around, her robes swishing softly against the marble floor. Standing at the entrance was Garrick Stonehelm, the station's human security chief. His rugged features were softened by a playful grin, and his eyes held the mischievous spark she had come to recognize. Clad in the practical attire of his role, dark uniform with silver insignias, he was a stark contrast to her ethereal appearance. "Garrick," she replied, a hint of amusement tugging at her lips. "Must you always sneak up on me like a shadow in the void?" He chuckled, stepping into the library. "It's not my fault you get lost in all this." He gestured broadly at the swirling galaxies above them. "Besides, someone has to make sure you remember the world outside your stars." She raised an eyebrow, crossing her arms lightly. "And I suppose that someone is you?" "Absolutely," he said with a mock salute. "After all, who else would remind you about dinner? Chefs trying out a new recipe, something about blending human and elven cuisines. Sounds interesting." Althea's eyes sparkled with genuine curiosity. "Really? Last time he attempted that, the result was explosive." "Literally," Garrick agreed, both of them laughing at the memory of the kitchen mishap that had nearly triggered the fire suppression systems. She glanced back at the hovering star maps, then with a swift motion, dismissed them. The holograms dissolved into particles of light, leaving the library bathed in the gentle glow of the crystalline shelves. "Very well. Lead the way, Chief Stonehelm." As they walked side by side through the corridors of Starlight Keep, Althea was suddenly aware of the contrast between them. Garrick's strides were confident and steady, his frame exuding the strength and resilience characteristic of humans. In contrast, her own movements were fluid and light, barely making a sound against the metallic floor. "You know," she began, breaking the comfortable silence, "I've been meaning to ask, how do you find navigating the station without a sense of the cosmic currents?" He gave her a sidelong glance. "You mean without elven spatial awareness?" He tapped his temple. "We humans make do with maps and a good sense of direction, And when that fails, there's always the directory signs. She laughed softly. Practical as always. Speaking of practicality, Garrick said, his tone shifting subtly. I heard about the adjustments you made to our course. Another asteroid field dodged? Indeed, she confirmed, though I still recommend recalibrating the external sensors. They failed to detect several smaller bodies that could pose a threat. I'll get Thorin on it, he assured her, referring to the ever-grumpy Thorin Ironstar, the station's alien engineer. He's been meaning to upgrade the system anyway. They arrived at the moonlit plaza, a central hub adorned with a vast, transparent dome that offered a breathtaking view of the stars. Tonight, the 3 moons of the nearby planet began their convergence, casting a triad of luminous beams through the dome. The plaza was alive with a blend of species, humans, elves, and various alien races, all basking in the celestial event. Althea paused, her gaze lifted upwards. Magnificent, she whispered. Garrick watched her, noting how the moonlight seemed to weave through her hair, making her appear even more otherworldly. You see this every day, yet it still captivates you. She smiled softly. Each moment in the cosmos is unique, never to be repeated, much like the individuals who traverse its vastness. Is that an elven proverb? He teased. An observation, she replied, her eyes meeting his. One you might appreciate if you spent less time in the station's lower decks. Hey now, he protested lightly. Those cargo holds won't secure themselves. They continued to the dining area, where the tantalizing aroma of the chef's new creation awaited. As they sat down, Garrick eyed the colorful dish before them, a blend of human spices and elven luminescent fruits. He picked up his utensil cautiously. Only one way to find out if this is safe, he said. Althea watched as he took a bite, his expression shifting from skepticism to pleasant surprise. Well, not bad, he admitted, though it could use a bit more salt. She shook her head in mock exasperation. Humans, and your obsession with salt. They shared an easy laughter, the sound mingling with the hum of conversations around them. Now, amid the convergence of moons and the melding of cultures aboard Starlight Keep, Althea felt a rare sense of harmony, a connection, not just between stars, but between souls navigating the vastness of space together.